Hello, how are you? My name is Samantha. Welcome to my channel. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a bit of a recap, wrap up for 2025 and then looking at my plans for 2026. Hopefully it's not going to take too long, but I just like to get things down just to keep myself kind of accountable for it. I did mean to do this video last week. I had planned to do it in the in-betweeny week between Christmas and New Year. That did not go according to plan. Basically, by the time I got to December, I was burnt out, I was exhausted, and I was making myself ill because I had so much going on with so many different aspects of my life. It was just craziness. So I thought that's why I didn't do Vlogmas this year, because I knew I just wouldn't have the energy for it. So I took a little bit of a step back from just the world in general, and I'm much better now. So this was my very first Christmas on my own. The kids were at their dad's. I've had them for the last 2 Christmases, and he had them this year. And I thought I would be like really stressed and upset because I love Christmas, but it was nice. I spent Christmas Day with the dog on the sofa, napping on and off, and doing little bits of crafting, watching things on telly. I had the kids in the morning. They stayed here Christmas Eve, and they opened the presents here, and then they went to their dad's. Like, he came and picked them up, and they went there and had their Christmas dinner and things like that, and spent time with his family. And yeah, I spent the day just relaxing, and they stayed there for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they came back on the Monday because Monday was Alfie's birthday. So the dad came, brought them back, and we all went out on Monday for Alfie's birthday for some food. So it was really nice, and I needed the break. So what we're going to try and attempt to do is for next year to not be in this state again. So let's have a wee look. I have my planner for, we have swearies on it, the planner for last year. And in the back of it, at the beginning of the year, I had written down different sections of my life and what I had hoped to achieve. So, in no particular order, this is just how I wrote it down. Academically, I wanted to read 40 books, which I did. I actually achieved that. I am not going to be tracking how many books I'm reading this year, however, because what I was finding last year was a lot of my books were audiobooks, which is fine, right? But a lot of my books were audiobooks. But what I was finding was towards the end of the year, I was picking up books that I wouldn't normally read, and they were just like, your trashy beach novel type things. Which again, it's not that I don't like them, it's just not the sort of thing I would normally gravitate towards. But they're short and they're quick and they're easy reading. So while things like that do have their place, it's not the sort of reading that I was hoping to do. I'm doing a creative writing degree, creative writing and classical history. So I should be reading something that's a bit more. What I need to do this year is read more physical books. So that is my plan. I'm not putting a number on the amount of books I want to read. I'm putting a goal of I would like to read more physical books rather than just audiobooks. I'm still going to listen to audiobooks. I listen to them when I'm out walking the dog, when I'm taking the kids to school, when I'm stitching, I listen to audiobooks. But also I need to take that time for myself to just be sitting down with a physical book or with my Kindle. So reading, that's the plan for this year. What else I got? Start my last year of my degree, which I did. I had deferred. If you've been around, you'll know that life has been for the last couple of years. But this year I was determined I wanted to start doing another module. So I did that. I started my module, started it in October, and I'm already behind because of Christmas. But that's okay, I can catch up. Learn leatherworking. So I had got all the stuff for it. I've got hair on my face. I got all the stuff for it, and I have done a lot of research, and I've made a couple of little things. I would like to do more of it though. So that's something that I plan to put more time into this year. I've done the basics for it last year. I want to put more time into it this year. Learn Excel. Yeah, my boyfriend is like spreadsheet king. He likes spreadsheets for everything. He has spreadsheets for like his cleaning routines and everything. What cloths to use for what. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to use spreadsheets. I know I was supposed to learn and I didn't. And the other thing I didn't do on that list was Open University do these short courses, and I didn't do any of those either. So again, they're on my list for this year. Right, crafting wise, my head SAL, my Heaven and Earth Design SAL, I completed it. I'm so happy. So originally I was going to go for the 6 pages, and then I was like, well, I'm enjoying it, so I'm just going to carry on and just do the full thing. And I did, and I got it finished at the beginning of December. I was so happy. I got it finished by my birthday, and yeah, I'm super, super happy about that. And I have signed up for the 2026 one, but we'll get onto that in the plan section. So head SAL finished. Reduce whips. That one didn't happen. I did not. I made stuff, but I also started a lot of stuff, so I didn't really reduce my whips much. No spending unless necessary. I did actually stick to that. I got through most of the year not spending any money on my craft stuff unless it was for things like if I needed a specific needle or a specific yarn or whatever. I managed to get through the whole year without really spending much until it got to like Christmas time, and then I started doing like gift stuff because I needed a lot of stuff for that. But for the most part, I stuck to it. I'm pretty happy with that. Sew more. I did some sewing throughout the year, not as much as I wanted to. Like nowhere near as much as I wanted to. But again, that's something that I will be planning to do this year. Reduce my stash. I really need to sort my stash out so that I have like a good understanding of what I have, because I have, you see like these totes up here, I've got all there. Underneath that table's bags full of yarn. I've got units over here that are full of yarn. I've got boxes, more of these boxes are upstairs. Yeah, but they're all muddled up. They were all in order at one point, but then when I had to move house, everything just got shoved in boxes with the I'll fix it later. Don't know what I was thinking. Like, here I am. I've been in this house for just over a year now, and I've still not sorted them out. It's a big job though. It's a massive job. So I don't know whether I've reduced my stash or not. I know that I have got rid of some stuff, but then, like I say, I also bought stuff, but then most of the stuff that I've bought, I have then used because it was for Christmas gifts. So I think I probably have reduced it. I think my fabric stash has grown though, because I bought an absolute ton. I don't know if you remember, I had like big bags of fabric over there, because I bought an absolute ton of fabric from Poundy Meter to practice making clothes, which I never did. So now that's all upstairs. So yarn stash is probably reduced, but fabric stash is definitely gone up. And socks, the Roro and Kay Stitch Along, I managed all of them except for one, I think. She's carrying it on this year, so it's every 2 months, one of her patterns, she puts it on sale. We like do a stitch along. You can do it through Instagram, and yeah, it's a knit along. Did I say stitch along? Yeah, I've written down stitch along. My brain, honestly. It's a knit along for knitted socks from Kelly at Roro and Kate's. So the socks that she's put out this month are the Athenaeum socks. So I'm going to get started on them soon, but I haven't finished my December ones yet. I've only done one of them. So that was all of my crafting goals. Work goals, expanded on YouTube and Instagram. I do this in sort of like fits and starts. I'll spend a bit of time on it, and then I've like been pulled away and had to do other stuff. I want to try and put all of my energy into YouTube and Instagram this year, I think, because it works when you put the work in. I just had so many distractions last year. It didn't go quite as well as I wanted it to. But again, I will expand on that in the future plans. Tutorials and patterns, I did not. I had grand plans, never got around to any of them. Starting a blog and a newsletter. I did start a newsletter. I did not start a written blog. I did start vlogging, but I have feelings on all of these things. So technically, I started the newsletter. I did not start blogging. Work on my website. I did quite a lot of work on my website. I've never been taught how to do website things, so I've been teaching myself as I go. And it's working out okay, I think. I think the website's starting to look pretty good, and I'll be adding a lot more stuff to it over the course of this year. And to do lives, I did not do a single live. So that's that. My personal goals. Lose weight. No. I have lost weight from this time last year. I did lose a load of weight, but then I put it all back on again. Joys. No drinking. Ha! Yeah, no. Exercise, walking and doing weights. I did start to walk a lot more because I've got a hyperactive dog who needs a lot of walking. So I do walk a lot more now, but I haven't been doing my weights mainly because I didn't have anywhere to put them. But now I have a space for them, so I can start doing weights again. Streaming and more gaming in general. That kind of... I did start streaming my gaming towards the beginning of the year. Getting on towards like the middle and the end of the year, I did not. I ended up not really gaming that much. Because just life got in the way. A new car, I did not get a new car. And the no spending to save for a car and a house, obviously didn't work because I did not get a car. So I think last year's plans are a bit hit and miss. I did most of the stuff, I did most of the important stuff, or at least attempted to do most of the important stuff. So that's last year's. Done. Dusted. My Todoonicorn book. If you have not seen this, this is where I have been tracking since 2019. I don't keep great details. I just write down what I'm doing. These are all my whips across all my crafts. Currently going into January. I went into January with 53 whips. But I went into December with 64 whips. So that's not too bad. So overall, in December, I finished 13 things, which brought my grand total for the year to 80 finishes. Which sounds like a lot, but it's not really, because last year I did 103. The year before that I did 153. In fact, this has been my lowest year. Yeah, this has been my lowest year because 2019 I didn't start until August and I had 34. Yeah, see, look, the first one. That's the first thing in the book. It's August 2019. And so it'll be August, September, October, November, December. In 5 months, I did 34 things. And then I've got 122, 91, 108, 153, 103. So yeah, this has been my least productive year as far as making things goes, which I'm not awfully happy about. But it's a new bar. We have something new to aim for next year. I don't know if it's because I did a couple of really big projects this year. So I did things like Alfie's blanket. That took a really long time to do. I did a couple other blankets and things as well. I've had my head took up quite a lot of time because I've never really done a full coverage like that before. The one I'm doing now is going to go so much faster. So yeah, that's last year all wrapped up and done. Overall, it could have been better. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy with last year. It could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse. But I'm sorry, my phone. I got a new phone. Had to get a new phone because, and I don't know how to switch it. There we go. Had to get a new phone because my other one is just a liability now. I was like going to bed with a full charge in it, and the battery would be dead by morning. So my boyfriend's like, let's get you a new phone. So I picked one with a nice camera. Right, next year's plans. I'm sorry if I'm trying to like rush through this. I'm not trying to rush through it. I'm just trying to not keep you for ages. Right, so next year's plans. I'm doing something different. I have 2 planners and a journal, which I haven't actually started writing in yet. So I'm going to start journaling, which is something I haven't done since I was a teenager. But apparently it helps. So that's my journal. It's just like a plain, like lined journal. I'm going to start off with that one. I've got another 2 with foxes on them as well. So that's one thing. My this little one here, little Tinkerbell. This is going to be my. I'm trying to get to the beginning of the month to show you. Come on, Samantha, we can do numbers. At the beginning of the month, it has these little things here. So one of them is things to do this month, goals and notes. And then on the pages, they're just little things like that. So I'm having this as my personal one because one of the things that I struggle with is separating, because I run my business from home, separating my personal things from my work things, like my personal crafting from my work crafting, or like doing work stuff during my personal time, things like that I struggle with. So I'm going to try having 2 separate planners this year. So we're going to use this one for my personal one, which obviously I don't need to write a ton of stuff. I just need to have a small space. So this one is perfect for that. And then this one is my work one. And this is more like a proper planner. It's got the calendar at the beginning of the month. And then on each day, it has, hour by hours. And then it's just got all your usual bits of bump on it. So I have all my goals for next year. So I've broken things down into things that I generally want to achieve over the year, things that I want to do once a month, things that I want to do weekly, and things that I want to do daily. Right. So as an overall thing, I want to go back to working with polymer clay. I had started doing it before. I didn't actually get myself to the point where I thought it was good enough to sell the stuff, but it's for making little charms, making stitch markers, making needle minders, things like that. So polymer clay. Also, I'm really interested in the idea of making polymer clay sculptures. So that's something that I want to look at doing as well this year. Polymer clay and air dry clay. I want to have a go at making little sculptures and making little figures and dolls and things. Because I used to make dolls before I had a business making and selling dolls. So I would like to get back to doing that a bit. Project bags. Project bags is something that I definitely want to get back into making. I've not made any for a while. I still have, and if you've been watching for a bit, all the ones that I've cut out before, they're still on that table. I've not sewn them up yet. Literally all I have to do is sew them up. And I've not done it yet. I want to do a written blog on my website. I have been using Substack. I'm saying I've been using Substack. I have a Substack and I've not been using it because I'm just not enjoying it. I had my newsletter on there and it's just not really like, don't get me wrong, I love writing. I'm literally doing a degree in writing, but for some reason Substack's just not gelling with me for some reason. It might be because I'm doing it for the crafting side of things. It might be better if I did it for something else and just personal writing, so I might try that at some point. But as far as the business goes and as far as a newsletter goes, I'll be switching that over to something else. I haven't decided what yet. So if anybody has any suggestions for newsletter things, the problem is you're legally you're supposed to have an address on it, and I obviously don't want to do that. That would be silly. So I need to look into that, because I also don't want to pay for a PO box because they're ridiculously expensive right now. So that's something that I need to look into. Tutorials, again, I want to start making tutorials. I want to do tutorial videos on YouTube specifically, but I also want to do lives and doing like crochet with me sessions and things like that. I want to get back to being more crochet focused. I am aware of the fact that I've been a bit all over the place this year in particular, where I've been trying lots of things, and life's been very unsettled, so I've just been doing whatever makes me happy. But I need to I need to get back and focus. And I had started off this business as a crochet business, and so I want to get back to that and having more of a crochet focus. I'm still going to be doing other things. I will still be knitting. I will still be sewing and making project bags and making clothes and things. But my main focus is going to go back to being crochet, doing tutorials and designing. That's going to be my main thing. Sorry, my voice is getting really croaky and I don't even know why. Sorry. Oh dear. So with that, so I've gotten here, crochet focus, design more, YouTube. I said I want to put more focus into my YouTube. I want to do lives. So my plan at the minute, I put a little video up on here and on Instagram asking about people watching lives. So I got about half and half responses with people that would want to watch in the daytime and people that would want to watch at night time. So what I'm going to do is, not from this Monday because the kids are off school, so from a week on Monday, which will be the 5th, no, 12th. So from the 12th, what I'm going to do is on Mondays, I'm going to have a live during the day, and that will be I'll be a little bit of a crochet with me, a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a planning for the week. And then if you miss that during the day, then the vlog will be uploaded. The VOD will be uploaded. So you'll still be able to see it. But the live for that will be on during the day while the kids are at school. And then on probably a Wednesday night, I'm going to do one that's later on. So maybe 10 till 11 o'clock or something like that in the evening, so that people who want to watch in the evening can do. And again, the VOD for that will go up on the channel, so if you can't make it, then it's fine. And you can always watch it later. I haven't done lives because I've just been terrified that nobody's going to turn up to them. But I've just told myself nobody's going to turn up to them if I don't do them. I need to do them in order for people to actually turn up to them. So we're going to do that. I'm not sure the best way to do that yet. I'm going to try, maybe, I might do them through here. I might do them through in the living room, and see if I can get my laptop attached to my phone somehow and see if I can get that to work. We'll see. I'm not sure. We might just mix it up, see how we feel on the day. What else have we got in here? Dolls. Yeah, I've already said dolls. Website. I want to carry on working on my website more. I want to start a written blog on there and keep that updated. Book of the month. I have got so many craft books. In my monthly goals, I am going to be picking a book every month, and I'm going to be picking 2 projects out of it. I'm not. I'm going to be picking a book every month, and I'm going to get the kids to pick a project each. and they will pick a project each, and I will do that for months. And that way I'm actually using my books. Most of the time it's going to be crochet books, but I've got knitting books, I've got sewing books, I've got cross stitch books, I've got all kinds of craft books, I've got lathe books, I've got whiskey making books for some reason. I've got loads. I've got loads and loads and loads of books. So I would like to work through them a little bit at a time. I also want to focus again on doing my Stitcher libraries and get through my Ravelry library, because I was doing them quite frequently before. I might go back to doing them as a weekly thing, and just like, if I haven't finished the thing, just update you, and it'll just be like a quick 10-minute video. I might do that, because that way that'll motivate me to actually work through the things a bit more. Because I did them regularly before, and then I stopped doing them because it ended up being too much, because I was trying to actually finish the thing each week, which is fine if it's a small project, not so good if it's a big project. So then I had a break from them, and then brought them back just for as and when I'm finishing them. And I think I've only done a couple of videos since then. So I might do that. I might do my Stitcher libraries on a regular weekly slot again. Right. Other things that I want to have achieved by the end of the year on the website, I want to do printables and have some merch, because I think that'd be nice. I think it'd be cute. And you'd be able to buy just little things with little original drawings on them. It'll be like my own artwork that's on them. And the printables will be for things like tracking your crochet, tracking your knitting, stuff like that. And they'll just be a nice little extra thing to have on the website. And by the end of the year, I want to get my YouTube channel to a point where I can have a membership. That is a stretch goal. This time next year, I would like to have a membership on my YouTube channel. So this kind of brings me around to what I'm going to be doing on my channel again. I'm going to go back to doing the weekly podcasts. And as much as I've been enjoying the vlogging, the problem is with the vlogging, if I'm not doing very much, or if I happen to be extra busy, or if I'm like, if I have a week where I'm just studying all week, or if a week where I'm not feeling too good and I don't really it's not very exciting for a vlog. So I think I'm going to go back to doing the weekly podcast for that, and then I will probably do monthly vlogs for a membership. That's the current plan. And I just need to start making sure I take notes, which historically I'm not great at, but I have all these planners, so I can take notes. Right, so that's, so I've got hair on it here. That's the kind of the business goals moving forward. I want to grow the website, I want to grow YouTube, and Instagram's going to kind of be a secondary thing to YouTube. For my monthly goals, I signed up to Craftsy because it was like £1 or something. So I want to do at least one Craftsy class a month. I want to do, I want to sew an item of clothing. Now, I have bought all this fabric to make clothing and haven't really done much. I think I've made a couple of skirts and that's about it. So monthly, I want to make myself an item of clothing. That's going to be interesting. I need to try and make sure that I'm not doing just like basic skirts and things. I want to make actual proper clothes. And I've already said, working from one book a month and make at least 2 things from it. I've picked the book for this month. I don't have it through here, but I've picked the book for this month. It's one that the kids got me for Christmas. So for weekly, once I get the newsletter thing sorted out, I want to do a newsletter. and do a podcast and then my lives. For my daily, I want to work on my 2026 hairstyle. This is the one that I'm doing this year. Look how cute he is. Look. I'll see if I can make him bigger. Wait a minute. Look. I don't know what it is. It's like some weird bunny dragon thing. But he's very cute. He's called, what's he called? Draconis lepus leo. So it's a dragon bunny lion. Of course. But it's weird and it's cute. So I decided I'm going to go with that. So I'm doing stitching on that every day. The current plan with that is I'm doing the same as I did last year. I'm just doing a half crosses and I'm doing 700 stitches a day, or just over 700 stitches a day. And that should have it done by the end of April. So I plan on having it done in 4 months. And then after that, I'm going to just work through my WIP list that I have in here. The first thing that is on here is Alice. So yeah, that's another full coverage. So yeah, I'm getting that done in 4 months, get all that sent off and done, and yeah, then just work my way through my list. And daily, I also want to work on this blanket in my Very Posh project bag. So this is a bunch of just like 4-ply, and I'm doing a 4-ply corner to corner scrappy half double crochet blanket. And this is just all my 4-ply scraps. I'm saying scraps, a lot of them are like half balls and things, but I tend to not, I'll make a pair of socks out of them and then I don't want another pair of socks in the same colour. I will occasionally, like, if it's a 2-colour pair of socks, then I will grab something out of there and use it as the contrast or whatever. But as a general thing, I want to work on that a day, every day, and just chip away at it a little bit, because the bag's getting rather full and the blanket's not getting very big. At the moment, it's my sitting here at the PC when I'm waiting on things happening in games and whatever. That's not really getting it done very fast though. But it's a nice little thing just to sit and do when you just want something mindless. So, my next plans. Oh wait, did I finish on my plans? No. Personal plans are mostly around the theme of looking after myself a bit better. I need to lose weight. It's actually affecting my health now. I need to lose weight. I need to just generally take care of myself better. I need to, instead of just throwing on trackies and a t-shirt or trackies and a hoodie or whatever, I want to actually go back to dressing how I used to dress. I used to like be very, very goth, and I miss dressing like that. So I might not go back full goth, but I would like to just take a bit more care over how I look. It's a thing that happens, like, when you have kids, and especially if you're like me and you're more or less on your own and you don't have any support system there, the first thing that goes is looking after yourself. Like, as we can see by the badger here, like, look, all my old lady grace showing through. I'll get around to it, but I just haven't had time because I just don't. But yeah, that's something that I want to change this year as well. I want to actually try making time for myself. I want to try, it's again with the reading, I want to make the time to sit down with a physical book and just take, like, even just 15 minutes for myself, just to relax and just to chill out. And I think that'll help me a lot. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff is around that. Losing weight, paying more attention to how I'm dressing instead of just throwing on whatever. Looking after myself better, taking some time just for me. I want to finish this module on my degree. Kelly is running I've written Sal again. It's a Cal. It's a knit along. It's not a stitch along. I'm an idiot. Right. Kelly at Roro and Kate is running the knit along again. I want to take part in that again. Reduce my whips, reduce my stash. That's a given. It may happen, it may not. We shall see. We'll aim for it. Passport. I don't have a passport, so I need to get one. Bike. So I got the kids' bikes for Christmas, and my bike is currently needing a little bit of loving care. But once that's done, I want to be going outside on my bike a lot more. I want to start going out on my bike, and that's going to be my main exercise. That and walking with the dog. Declutter. I generally just need to declutter the house. I have got so much stuff. I've got a lot of clothes that I just don't wear anymore because they're just not my style anymore, or they don't fit me, or yeah, I just have loads of stuff. Because what happened when I got pregnant, I just bought clothes that would fit me, thinking I'm just going to go back to being skinny again straight after. Clearly that didn't happen. But after that, it was always, because I had been skinny up until I was like in my 30s. So it was always, I'll get skinny again, there's no point in me spending a lot of money on clothes. And then I never got skinny again. So now I have all these clothes that I just kind of bought because they fitted me and they were cheap. So that's kind of what I want to get away from. So I'm going to just have a massive de-stash of loads and loads of clothes and just start again. And also it's like incentive. As I lose weight, the clothes that no longer fit me, I'm going to get rid of them. And then that'll be it. Apart from that, it's mostly just saving money. I want to clear off at least 2 of my credit cards. And I need to listen to music more. That's another thing. Because music makes my brain happy. And the only other thing that I want to look at is, one of the reasons I got so burnt out is because I've had the same whips for ages. Like, I very, very, very rarely have new starts. And then because I was having new starts for making Christmassy things, I was like, this is nice. I like having new starts. But I don't want to have lots and lots of new starts and then never finishing anything. But at the same time, does it really matter? And then I kept going back and forth on this. And starting things is fun, and I enjoyed starting things. So the whips that I have, I like them all. I want to keep them all. So what I've done is I've put them all on a wheel. And I'm just going to spin a wheel, pick a whip, make that my focus for the week. If I get it finished, I get it finished. If I don't, I don't. So I've just taken all my whips out of here that are my non-stitchy whips. I've not put my stitchy whips on it. And I've just put them in a wheel. And when I do my podcast, I will spin the wheel and see what's going to be my focus for the week. It's not the only thing that I'll work on that week, but it's going to be the main thing that I'll reach for that week. And that way I can start some new things. I'll be doing my stuff out my books. Stitching is pretty much going to be exclusively on my head style until it's done. But other things, I want to be able to start stuff. And especially when it comes to having just like a pair of socks on the go, or doing the like blankets, charity blankets, things like that are nice and mindless that I don't really need to think about. You know, having stuff like that just for when I'm sitting watching tech. I'm going to itch on my back. So that was an awful lot of waffling. So that's my general plans for next year are to be more organised, get it together a bit, do some lives, listen to me waffle. Right. That's taken 40 minutes. That took way longer than I expected it to. My voice is so croaky, I'm so sorry. There's probably other stuff that I've missed out because I keep thinking about things and writing it down. What I do kind of want to do as well, but I don't know if I will, is there's, let's see if I could find one and show you. There's these Pokemon cross stitches. Right, so it's like these ones. Go away. And they're all free, and like these are all separate cross stitches. And they are all the different gens. So like this is Gen 1. So it starts in here like Bulbasaur and Charizard and Squirtle. And that's all the Gen 1s. So the very first series that came out was all this ones. And then it goes through all the different gens. So I have the fabric, I have the pattern, because these are all free patterns. And they're only little, like each one, like the actual full thing is big. But each Pokemon is quite small. So I kind of want to do like a stitch one Pokemon a day thing. And I don't think they'll take me that long. So I might do that once my hairstyle's finished. I might work on that and just do one Pokemon a day. Or I might start it now and just see. I've now got fluff on my lips. I don't know what to do about the Pokemon thing. I might do one and see how long it actually takes to stitch that one. And if it's going to be reasonable, I might start doing a Pokemon a day. We'll see. I'll just start at the bottom and work my way up. I want to start down at the corner. So I'm just looking at the picture again. I want to start down here with Bulbasaur and then work my way up. And with the rest of it, it's basically, I didn't want to put limits on things like I want to get X amount of designs done this year and stuff like that, because, you know, some designs I can like get them sorted out in a day. Some designs are going to take months. You can't really put a number on that, I don't think. Well, you can, but I don't want to, because I don't want to be like rushing things out as well. If it's, I don't want to rush a pattern and it end up being bad just for the sake of hitting arbitrary numbers that I've put on myself. So yeah, it's I think next year, I mean, I don't do things like word of the year and stuff like that, mostly because I just end up forgetting it. But this year, oh my goodness, this year, I want to just tighten things up, put more effort into some stuff, just leave behind the things that haven't been serving me, and just be more productive overall. And look after myself better. That's my two big things. Be more productive, look after myself better. That's it. It's taken me 45 minutes of endless waffling to come to those two very, very short conclusions. I'm going to go because my throat's going, I'm waffling, and I'm just going to sit here for ages otherwise. See, here's me worried about people not showing up for the live. I can literally just sit there and talk for an hour, and it doesn't even matter if there's anybody there. I can just talk. Right, I'll be back. I'll be back to do normal podcasts next Friday, so the 9th, I will be back doing my normal podcasts. I will try, I might do my first live this Thursday. No, this Wednesday. Because that'll be at night time. So Wednesday the 7th, I'm going to do my first live at probably like 10 p.m. just to try it, see how it goes. And then Friday will be the normal podcast. And then the following Monday, which will be the 12th, will be the during the day live. I need to find some day to fit my Stitcher library in as well. We'll have a look. I don't know if I'm going to do that weekly or if I'm going to do that monthly, because that depends very much on which project gets picked. I might do a weekly because some of the projects are very, very short. So yes, I just need to pick a day to do that. Right, I'm going to go and I'll see you next Friday. Thank you so much if you have stayed until the end. I appreciate you and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.